Hey Lifer Tribe, welcome back. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Stay Hall and this is Living Life with Stay. And on this channel, we are all about the fabulous, fierce women over 40, 50 and beyond. We are here to uplift, motivate, inspire, and most of all, support. So thank you so much for being here. And today we're going to be talking about this great lock-in of 2025, or the 2025 lock-in, however you want to say it. And I'm speaking to us mature, seasoned women because New Year's resolutions, like, really? Are they a thing, or is it just really a way of setting yourself up for failure? So I want to talk about the great lock-in and ways that we can actually go into the new year without any stress, living by the motto y'all know I love: stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And so we're going to talk about ditching all of these exorbitant goals, ditching the list, not focusing so much on the vision board, and just doing the things that we need to do to prepare ourselves for the year ahead. But before we dive in too deep, I want to thank today's sponsor for this video, which is iSalt, Institute for Success in Leadership Training. That is my baby, my joy, my passion, and my sponsor for today's video. iSalt is a coaching, leadership development, soft skills, and emotional intelligence company that gives the people the skills and tools that they need to reach the level of success that they desire and deserve. So especially this time of year, as we're preparing for the year ahead and participating in this great lock-in of 2025, if you're in need of a little extra support as you navigate these waters of the last 100 so days of the year, reach out to me at info@stayhall.com and let's get a complimentary 20-minute consultation scheduled so that you can lock in the right way.
Living like a skater, hey, hey. Living like a skater, hey, hey. Living like a skater, hey, hey. Living like a skater, hey, hey.
Okay, so the lock-in of 2025, the great lock-in of 2025, is this time period where we are going to, first of all, take inventory of the current year, right? So we've been in 2025 now for 9 months. A lot can happen in 9 months. A lot can change in 9 months. And I think one thing that we sometimes are guilty of doing is not taking that inventory, surveying our time, and figuring out what worked well for us, what didn't work so well. What do we want to start doing? What do we want to stop doing? We kind of just get on this hamster wheel and just keep doing what we've always been doing because that's what we've always done. Well, I feel like during this lock-in period, right, during these last few months of the year, it's a perfect time to analyze what's been going on in the year and making decisions right now as to what is not going to go with us into 2026. Like, just because we started a thing doesn't mean that we have to keep doing a thing. So no matter what part of life it involves, whether it's your mental life, your relationship life, your health and wellness, your business, whatever it is, we have these different regimens. We have these different things that we've done. And so this is a perfect time to really analyze and see what's working for me and what's no longer serving me. In health and wellness, for instance, you may have decided that 2025 was going to be the year that you were going to get really serious about your eating habits and your physical fitness. So you may have decided that you were going to start a ketogenic lifestyle and you're not going to eat any carbs, and that's just going to be the way you live, and you're going to be high protein, high fats. But is that really working for you? Is it sustainable? Is it something that you can do without it stressing you out? Have you been seeing the progress that you want to see? Have you been losing the weight, or have the numbers as far as your vitals, your blood pressure and all of that, have they been getting better? Now's the time to look at it, because a lot of times we start those types of things because other people have done them. It's based on what we've heard and what we've read. But we all know that everything doesn't work for everybody. And so if you've been doing this ketogenic lifestyle over the past 9 months and you're not getting the results that you want, then now would be the time to start researching and seeing what you might need to tweak and what you may want to do differently going into 2026. The big issue that I have with the New Year's resolutions and the vision board parties the first week of January and everything is because you're already into that new year. Now, New Year's don't mean the same to me as they mean to a lot of other people, but it used to. But the way I think about it now is a new year is really just a way to keep record of time. And I try not to pay a whole lot of attention to the fact that it's January 1st and everything's starting over, because really, is it? It's just the next day. You're still living the same life. But I do know that a lot of us like to use that new year as a starting point, as a fresh start. But if you wait until January 1 to start planning, then you're already behind the 8 ball. So if something isn't working in 2025, now is the perfect time to start researching. So even if you don't want to physically start the new thing until January, you've already set a foundation, right? So you might want to start researching other ways of eating, different ways of having a healthy lifestyle. If you have started exercising and you're doing a lot of cardio and a lot of running, but you're finding out that it's not really something that you enjoy doing, or maybe it's hard on your knees, now is the time to start figuring out what you want to do. Don't just say, I want to have a healthier lifestyle and I want to lose weight, or I want my blood pressure to go down and I'm going to start doing that in the new year, and then wait until the new year to start researching. That's putting too much on yourself at one time. Like my sister says, putting too much dip on your chip, because now you're giving yourself a very small window of time to do all the things, which is why the New Year's resolutions for me a lot of times just seem like a setup for failure, because you're waiting too long to do it and other things start to happen and you're not getting the results. And so most people are finished with their New Year's resolutions before the end of January is even here. And so now is the time to start looking into that. Also, take inventory of your relationships. What relationships really have poured into you over the past 9 months? Who are the people that you identify as being those true people who are not just in your circle, but they're in your corner? Who are those people who have been there for you? Who are those people that you have felt drawn to support, who you enjoy their company? Those are the people that you want to carry with you into 2026. But if there are some relationships that need some work, let's start working on them now. Let's start having those crucial conversations now. Don't wait until the new year and say, you know what, in 2026, I'm letting go of toxic relationships, toxic people. I'm no longer surrounding myself with people who don't pour into me. I'm making sure that it's good vibes only. Well, let's start doing that now. It's so funny. When my husband and I were dating, or actually when we were first friends, he was dating other women during that time, and we were friends, and he would discuss with me, certain things about his dating life and whatever. He regrets it now because it still comes up in conversation. He says it's not fair, but look, I got the information. You ain't have to tell me, but you did. But I digress. But whenever he realized that he had what he calls a shot with me, because he said, I didn't think I had a chance with you. You said that you weren't interested in a serious relationship at the time. And so I thought that we were going to be just friends. But once I realized that there was a possibility for us to be in a relationship that was more than friends, I started the phase out with these other women. And that's what he called it, the phase out, which I think today we might call it like borderline ghosting, but I'm not sure. But he did phase it out. But I suggest doing that type of thing with relationships that aren't serving you. Like, in all seriousness, you have to stop making yourself so available to people who you feel like are using you. You have to stop feeling like you need to be a people pleaser. You have to stop putting your self-care on the back burner all the time to be there for people who would not even put a lunch date on the back burner to be there for you. It's time to do that so that you truly, as you move into 2026, are leaving that baggage of dead weight, toxic relationships, volatile friendships. You're leaving it behind, but now is the time to start working on that. Also, it gives you an opportunity to have some crucial conversations with people where maybe you can start repairing the relationships. I am not always just for cutting people off, and I know sometimes when I talk it may seem like that. I'm just saying you need to either cut people off or truly fix the relationship. I am just not an advocate for continuing to be in relationship with people, whether it's romantic relationship, friendship relationship, familial relationship, whatever it is. I don't see the point in continuing a relationship that is toxic, that is negative, that is draining, just because you've always been in this relationship. I feel like you have two choices to have a healthy and happy, joyful, stable life, and that's either you cut off the relationship or you really and truly do the work to repair the relationship. Like, one of my pet peeves is whenever there's a conflict with someone in a relationship and you make the decision that, you know what, we're going to try to fix this, but the person might say, I just want things to go back to the way they were. I don't believe in that, because the way they were is what got us to where we are now. I don't mind repairing and having a relationship with you, but it's going to need to be a brand new relationship. We're going to have to create some new boundaries. We're going to have to create a new way to communicate with each other, because even though we think what we had before was great until this happened, there were signs all along. There was something that we never addressed, that we never fixed, that we allowed to continue, that got us to this place of conflict. So instead of working on putting a relationship back to where it was, work on creating a new relationship. And if you start doing those things, then you can go into 2026, into the new year, a lot more assured, a lot more stable. You're not trying to rush to do all these things, because I know the idea of a new year is refreshing. It is a great starting point to start being different, showing up differently. But you have to start doing the work ahead of time. So this great lock-in of 2025, starting to put these wheels in motion in September, is an awesome way to ensure that your new year is going to start off without a hitch, because you've already laid the groundwork. And I know some of you might be saying, but we still have several months in this year, so we're going to spend the whole end of this year preparing for next year. Well, yes, in my opinion, it's something that we should be doing all year long. But I'm going to speak to this New Year thing because y'all seem to like it. But in my opinion, we should be taking regular inventory of our life. We should be checking in with ourselves on a regular and consistent basis. We need to always be pruning so that we can grow. You have to turn over. You have to let go. If you just keep on holding on to the same things, never moving forward, you are not going to see the progress that you desire in your life. So in my opinion, while I love this lock-in theory and the fresh new year, all of that is great. And if that's something that you need and that's something that feeds you and gives you something to look forward to, great. But you actually can practice these things all throughout the year, whether you're doing monthly check-ins, quarterly check-ins, whatever, because our lives change, our desires change, our interests change, and sometimes we don't take that time to have the conversations with ourselves to say, how's this working for me? Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? Or am I just complacent? So have the conversations often. And I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything that I wanted to talk about. The other thing, as we continue on this journey of growth and glowing up and showing up for ourselves and locking in, is doing things in bite-sized pieces. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Let's set our goals in phases. Don't just say, I want to lose 50 pounds by the end of 2026. Let's just start with, I want to start eating healthier. I want to start moving my body at least 15 minutes a day. Because when you have that huge goal in your mind of losing 50 pounds, you're going to get discouraged when you're doing all the things you need to do and you get on the scale at the end of month 1 and you've only lost 3 pounds. Because even though that's a healthy amount of weight to lose, even though you're probably going to see results in your blood pressure and your cholesterol, you have that big number in your mind. And let's face it, we are people who want things instantaneously. That's not the healthy way to do it. That's not the healthy way to think about it. So if your goal is just to get healthier and to start adopting more healthy habits, eating better, moving more, guess what? The weight is automatically going to come off. So let's ditch the list, ditch the numbers, and just think about the small little goals. I'm moving more. I'm walking more. I'm eating better. I'm drinking more water. And maybe you want to do something like see a dietitian, which is why I decided to partner with MOCHI. MOCHI is a telehealth company that does all things health, whether it is just for healthier living, healthy overall lifestyle, weight loss. They even have a lot of the GLP-1 medications that people are ranting and raving about and getting some great results. And the great thing about MOCHI is you can do all of this from the comfort of your own home. And you can talk to medical professionals and dietitians who can help you build this healthy lifestyle. They can help you with your meal prep. They can help you with exercise regimen. They have supplements to support you while you're on this journey, because oftentimes we go on these fad diets and we're eating high protein, high fat, but then there's so many other supplements and vitamins and minerals that our body needs that we're not even aware of. And so while we may be seeing results on the scale, there's other things going on in our body that just aren't the healthiest. And so I found that being able to talk to the dietitians through MOCHI has just been amazing for me. I've learned so much. It's kept me more focused. It's kept me more organized. And I'm not getting that decision fatigue I used to get when I'm trying to decide, okay, what diet am I going to do and what's best for me? I have a professional who's able to walk me through it, and I can discuss certain things with them. I'm a woman of a certain age. My body is going through a lot, and hormonal imbalance and things, that's not my ministry. That's not my line of expertise. So I love being able to just sit in front of my laptop or my phone and discuss with someone who did go to school to know these things, who can tell me exactly what I need to do. And so if health and wellness is a part of your new year, new you, your 2025 lock-in, I suggest you hook up with MOCHI and see how they can help you on that journey. There'll be a link in the description box as well as the promo code on the screen, which will give you $40 off of your monthly subscription. And whether you just need a medical profession, a dietitian, supplements, GLP-1 medications, MOCHI is your one-stop shop. So click the link in the description box below, use that promo code on the screen, and get MOCHI involved in your 2025 lock-in. There's other things that we decide that we want to do, and we kind of take them in way bigger blocks than we need to. For instance, you may have decided that you want to start a new business in the new year. Well, now during this 2025 lock-in is the perfect time to start researching exactly what that means. You will not believe how many people I've had to come to me in coaching, and they're like, I wanted to start a new business, so I went ahead and got my LLC, and so now what? Like, so many people think that getting an LLC means that you started a business. There are so many things that you can do before you get your LLC, including researching to see if an LLC is even right for you in the business that you're trying to create. Maybe you're someone who needs more of a 501c3 is more of a nonprofit. Like, there are so many different things. You may need to be incorporated. Do you have a CPA yet? Have you research the name? Like, there are so many steps. And so now, during these last few months of 2025 would be a great time for you to start doing that research. It would also be a great time for you to start maybe putting yourself out there, going to networking events, linking up with like-minded people, starting to build your network, your support system, finding a mentor. Don't wait until January 1 and just go ahead and get on your Secretary of State website and get yourself an LLC, and then you're like, now what? And you end up in September 2026 still without a business, but you got an LLC. There are so many things that you can do. And so I just look at this lock-in of 2025 as the perfect opportunity for you to prepare yourself to go into 2026 stress-free. It's a perfect opportunity for you to start practicing the things that you want to see in your life in 2026. It's a perfect opportunity for you to start laying the foundation. Now would be a great time to start working on that vision board, because now you have several months to keep looking at it week after week, day after day, as you're doing your research, as you're laying your foundation, and you can start moving things around like that old Soul Train board. Like, you know what? Now that I've done some research, I don't know if raising llamas is really what I want to do. Or, and believe me, I've had people who said that that's what they wanted to do and this is their business. Don't do the research, start spending all kind of money just to find out that in their city ordinance and city limits, like, you can't do that. So whether it's llamas or chickens or whatever you want to do, now would be the perfect time to start doing that research. Create that vision board now, but let it be fluid. Let it be something that you look at as a visual to really see what makes sense. It is also a great time for you to start time blocking, making sure that you're not putting too much on your plate. You can be overly ambitious. Like, I love an ambitious person. I love someone who is a creative. I love someone who's a go-getter. But when you put too much on your plate and you have so many huge goals, what ends up happening is you don't do anything. And then you find yourself getting depressed. You find yourself being overwhelmed. And so the vision board is a great visual for you not only to keep adding things to, it's a way to start taking things away. Like, look at that vision board. If it is super cluttered and you're trying to do 9 million different things, maybe you need to take something away, and that's okay, because that doesn't mean that you're never going to do that thing. It just means that you probably don't need to be trying to do that thing right now. And that's why I like a fluid vision board, because it's really difficult in January to cast your vision for the entire year. In my opinion, life happens, things change, our minds change, our opinions change, our desires change. But once you put it on that vision board and you don't make it fluid and it's stagnant, and you start looking at it, and now you're into March, and now you're into May, and you're feeling like you haven't accomplished anything because there was so much on the board, you just kind of give up. If you make your goals a little smaller, a little more obtainable, trust me, you're more likely to reach that big goal. It's when we talk with the big numbers, the big accomplishments, we get frustrated, we get disappointed in ourselves, and we feel like we're not accomplishing anything, so we just quit. And so I would love to see a seasoned, fabulous, mature women of a certain age crush this great lock-in of 2025 by not stressing, by focusing, being prepared, being realistic, being kind to ourselves, and most of all, being intentional. This is a great time to set your intentions for the new year. It's a great time to already start practicing grace and realizing that if some things change, it's okay. I want you to also be intentional about making sure that not only your financial and health and wellness and career goals are a part of this plan, make sure that your self-care is a part of this plan. Make sure that you're carving out time for yourself. Make sure that you're not setting so many goals that you're not going to have any time to rest and recuperate and refresh, because that is a huge part of the process. Getting your proper rest, taking care of yourself, not waiting to do things for yourself where you don't have any choice. Life is going to make you take your rest. It's up to you whether you're able to schedule it or if it's forced upon you. I cannot express how much self-care is not selfish. It is necessary, and not only for your own well-being, but for the well-being of those around you and the people that you want to be there for. You want to be able to show up in excellence. You want to be able to give people the best of you. And the only way that you can do that is by practicing proper self-care. So hopefully something that I've said in this video has sparked an idea, given you a foundation, and it's not too late. We are still in September, so go ahead and start preparing for your great lock-in of 2025 by setting the expectations, setting the intentions, and setting the foundation for a wonderful 2026 that doesn't have to all be crammed into January 1st. So thank you so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate each and every one of you to bits and pieces. Like I said, if you would like a partner on this journey, please feel free to reach out to me at info@stayhall.com, and let's go ahead and get that complimentary consultation scheduled, because I would love to be your partner, your support, your mentor in this journey to living your absolute best life. And y'all know the drill. Always be kind and love one another, but don't forget to live your life. LYFE. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Living like a gangster. Hey, hey. 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 Love yourself first, explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your dream.